should take it slow.
Hello everyone, welcome to I360. Coronavirus has kept us locked in our house for the last few months. This countrywide lockdown helped in controlling the infected area from the spread of the virus. Spread of the virus is stopped. What will be the effect to the country or the nation, or what will be the effect worse or just negative? Let's find out the consequences. Stay with me until the end. By now, everybody may be or may not be aware of the COVID-19, but still let's summarize up for those who still don't know about the novel coronavirus or COVID-19. According to the WHO, coronavirus is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Most people infected with the COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment. Other people and those with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer are more likely to develop serious illness. Best way to prevent and slow down transmission is be well informed about the COVID-19 virus, the disease it causes and how it spreads. Protect yourself and others from infecting by washing your hands or using an alcohol-based rub frequently and not touching your face. The COVID-19 virus spreads primarily through droplets of saliva or just from the nose when an infected person coughs or sneezes. So it's important that you also practice respiratory exercise. Well, are you afraid of the virus? Please let me know in comment section below. WHO reported that substantial investment needed to avert mental health crisis during COVID-19. Specific population groups are at particular risk of COVID-related psychological distress. Frontline healthcare workers faced with heavy workload, life or death decisions, and risks of infection are particularly affected. During the pandemic in China, healthcare workers have reported high risks of depression, anxiety, and insomnia. Country like India, it may be hard to prevent infection from the spreading. The lockdown will create substantial hardship for a poorer section of the society. It may be advantageous for the richer section of the society as they have saved enough money to console their daily needs. Speaking of the worldwide, it may be possible to lock down for a few days or at some country for a month, but this cannot be a solution for stopping the virus. It's uncertain when the vaccine may come, but some way or the other, someone has to provide a solution for it. If all the hard work and focus if the vaccine failed to exist like HIV, we need to live with the virus. Let's say somehow the science came up with a vaccine and we got to make enough of it, that everyone can get a dose of it, and we got to able to deliver that people have got to want to take the vaccine. Getting a product to the market is usually about protecting the health and lives of specific pool of people that have a chronic condition. The COVID-19 pandemic is different. The product must protect as much large people of people from a severe but acute illness that is highly infectious. This novel coronavirus has changed the way we think about the therapeutic products as well as vaccine. That would mean that we need the capacity to produce billions of doses, and billions of doses require lots of infrastructure to make and ship, which may be possible but takes a lot of time to do so. As we deal with the day-to-day realities of a worldwide disease, many of us are simply waiting for the pandemic to end. But there's a worrying possibly lurking underneath the present crisis. COVID-19 might never go away. There's a very real chance the novel coronavirus could become endemic in the human population, much like influenza. If so, we could be living with COVID-19 for a long time, but even an endemic coronavirus might not be a reason to panic. There are too many unknowns right now for scientists to say whether we will see outbreaks similar in size and mortality to the current pandemic. Coronavirus pandemic has resulted in a tragic large number of human lives being lost. As countries implement necessary quarantine and social distancing practice to contain the pandemic, the world has been put in a large great lockdown. The magnitude and the speed of collapse in activity that has followed is unlike anything experienced in our lifetime. Under the assumption that the pandemic and required containment peak in the second quarter for the most countries in the world, and recede in the second half of this year. In the April, the World Economic Outlook has projected global growth in 2020 to fall to -3%. This is a downgrade of 6.3 percentage points from January 2020. A major revision over a very short period. This makes the Great Lockdown the worst recession since the Great Depression, and far worse than the global financial crisis. There are some hopeful signs that this crisis will end. Countries are succeeding in containing the virus, using social distancing practice, testing, and contact tracing, at least for now, and treatment and vaccine may develop sooner. In the meantime, we face tremendous uncertainty around what comes next, commensurate with the scale and speed of the crisis. Domestic and international policy response need to be large, rapidly deployed, and speedily recalibrated as new data become available. The courageous action of doctors and nurses need to be matched by the policymakers all over the world so we can jointly overcome this crisis. To stop this disease in its track will turn maybe what has been a tragic pandemic into a beacon of hope for the future of our planet. Through solidarity, through trust, through working together to solve our problems. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please tell us what you want to hear from us in our next video down in the comment section.